This is the Conservative Czar, December 11th, 2012. Talk about the news of the day, and the top news is I'm going to have all this week. The number one piece of news for traditional conservatives is the feast day of Our Lady of Guadalupe. Not because it's a feast day, not because we want to participate in the feast day, although that's a great idea. That's not what this is about. Why this is important is to point out that the Hispanic Americans are religious people. They believe in traditional Christian values, and they voted 72% for the Democrats. In effect, the vast majority of Hispanics voted for the party of evil, the party of abortion, the party of same-sex marriage, the party of anti-traditional Christian values, the evil party. And that is what 72% of Hispanics voted for. Our approach to the Hispanic community needs to be is an approach on traditional Christian values. It's a real simple play. It's good versus evil. We are on the side of the angels. They are not. And we believe in the same things. This is an easy sale to Hispanics and to get on the side of good against the side of evil. A corollary issue to this, for the last couple days there's been some reporting on in-depth polling of the election of 2012. A very interesting set of statistics have come out from the Pew Research Center. And it goes like this, that there's a growing group of people in the United States who are classified as nuns. What it relates to is that they have no religious affiliation. Included in that group are people who believe but don't have a church, atheists and agnostics. That's this group of nuns. And it's a growing segment of the American population. That's not the real important issue, though. The important issue in some of this research has to do with this. Romney won among Protestants by 15 points. Protestants are doing their job. Okay. Obama won Catholics by 2. Catholics are not doing their job. Remember, this is an issue between good and evil. And the majority of Catholics voted for Barack Obama. Let me get to that right now. That's if we could break that down even more. We're talking about a whole bunch of different kind of Catholics. Catholics that believe in the Catholic Church is one thing. Catholics who go to church is another thing. Against people who say they're Catholics but have no idea what the Catholic Church believes in, or say they are Catholic and disagree with fundamental points of the Catholic Church. They still call themselves Catholics. And people who grandfather was a Catholic, and so when they're asked, well, I'm a Catholic, but haven't been to church in their entire life. These are all lumped in to people who call themselves Catholic. I do believe that among church-going believers in the Catholic faith, Romney probably won relatively big. But in the general category of Catholics, Obama won by 2. Among the nuns, people with no affiliation, and this is really important, 70% of them voted for Obama. 70% of the nuns voted for Obama. Now, we can spend a lot of time talking about the nuances of that, but I want to concentrate on one thing. At first blush, this is bad news. But when you take a look, I want to concentrate on the Catholic vote. This is a different election. Had Romney won the Catholic vote by 5%. Obama won by 2. If Romney won by 5, Romney would be president. Catholics should not be voting for the Democratic Party. Catholics support traditional Christian values. They're opposed to abortion, same-sex marriage, and they support traditional Christian values. Catholics. It is good versus evil, and the evil is in the Democrat Party. This is an easy sale. This can work. There's hope in these polls. I want to take a little time, switch gears. The third story I want to talk about is a poll that came out, a recent poll. And this is what the poll said. It's a very interesting poll. 70% of the American people who were polled want a compromise on the weather. 70% want more sunny days. And the other thing is, 65% of the people blame the Republicans. This is a brand new poll, earth-shattering poll. American people want more sunny days. 70% want a compromise and get more sunny days. Sounds ridiculous, but this is exactly the poll that comes out this morning, touted by all over the mainstream media, that 70% of the people want a compromise on the fiscal cliff. They don't talk about what the compromise is, that's one thing. But here's the big thing. I am absolutely positive that 99% of the people who are polled have no clue what the fiscal cliff is about. The fiscal cliff is a very, very complicated issue. And yet we have a poll that's touted by everybody that 70% of people who know nothing about an issue support a compromise. It's absurd. It's absurd, and this is done on purpose. I've said this before. This is so complicated. It's done intentionally. It's so complicated, hardly anybody can understand all the ramifications. A fourth and fifth story I want to talk about has to do with the Middle East. This story, people who follow this have just got to be. You just want to jump off the fiscal cliff or jump off a real cliff, because this is just so absurd. The United States government is sending to the Egyptian government, Morsi and the Muslim Brotherhood, 14 new F-16 jets, top-of-the-line jets that are going to be sent to the Muslim Brotherhood. The first shipment is scheduled to go in the next 2 or 3 weeks of 4 jets. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely absurd that we are giving modern jets to the Muslim Brotherhood. And that's exactly what will happen if the Muslim Brotherhood does what it looks like it's going to do and takes over Egypt, consolidates an Islamist state in Egypt, and we're sending them jets. Ridiculous. I know that this was an agreement made with the Egyptian military when Mubarak was in power. And so, there's some inertia for it. But the President of the United States can say, well, we got some mechanical problems with these jets. We're not going to deliver them right now. And postpone it to see what happens. Absurd situation that we're sending jets to the Muslim Brotherhood. The last thing I want to talk about has to do with the Middle East, too. Looks like the civil war in Syria is winding down. Well, the rebels are approaching the city of Damascus. It could happen at any time. This is another domino that's going to fall. Let's put it right out here. The new Syrian government is going to be an Islamist government. This Obama-Clinton foreign policy has given us the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt. It's going to give us a radical Islam Syria, worse than Assad. It's about to happen. The dominoes are falling. The inevitable Middle East war is approaching, and there's nothing. There's nothing this president's going to do about it. He caused it. He caused this problem. This is the Conservative Czar, December 11th, 2012. We'll see you next time.